So I want to talk to you about some sensory things that I have. One of them is actually quite strange. I was having a sandwich today, and um, this might sound really weird, but I was kind of upset that we didn't have some crisps with us or in the flat. And I don't actually like to have a whole bag of crisps. It's really funny because the reason why I like to have crisps is because I do find the texture of like bread is kind of too soft in my mouth, and it's really, really strange, but I like to have crisps to eat with the sandwich as I'm eating them, so that I eat them together, so that I get the crunch of the crisps and the and the bread, so that it doesn't taste so squidgy and soft. Now, I've really never ever thought about this because, to be honest, I didn't know autism was a sensory thing. If you'd have actually said the word sensory to me, maybe say 6, 7 years ago, you know, maybe even sooner than that, maybe 4 or 5. I'm not sure, but I suppose the word sensory only really became a thing for me when I was studying psychology, because you start to learn all these different terms. And I didn't know about even things like texture. I wouldn't have thought, oh, texture, right, okay, that tastes this way. Because I don't know, but I never needed the language to describe this, because it was never something that I ever thought. I didn't really speak much, really. And I just never used that kind of language. So when I actually thought about sensory processing and how we process all of our senses, I realised this this is why your little quirks, as maybe people might have called them, if I make a squash, I only have the tiniest bit of squash in my squash, because I find, I mean, I've never said this to people, and if people have made me a squash, they've never heard me say it, because I don't complain about these things in everyday life, because I consider that a little bit rude. However, if I have like strong squash, it's almost like just too, it's so strong. It tastes like drinking pure squash to me. I put the tiniest amount of squash in my squash. Something my mum always used to laugh about was the amount of jam that I have on my toast. So poor Rich. Oh God. I've I've had him make me some toast or something in the morning, being really kind like he is. And he's just given me this toast covered in jam, like the first few times, especially when he used to make toast for me. And I used to actually give it to him because I couldn't take the taste of the jam. I found it too intense. So these are like sensory things that I'm just like used to kind of, these are things that bother me that I've never really thought about. So, and actually echo one off then, because I've got food cooking. that um that just totally distracted me then. I was in the middle of talking and I was just like, oh my goodness, Echo's gone off and I don't know what to do. So yeah, it's sensory stuff actually is something I deal with. Maybe I can come up with a few more, but those are some of the things I noticed and that are really obvious for me. There are definitely more, but they're just a few little tiny ones that I could talk about in a nice short video for you.